Hi guys, Samantha from Jessama Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you how to create a cute pair of little autumn leaf earrings. So first thing you're going to want is some white clay, and I've just got some scraps here. And all you want to do is you want to roll it up into a tight ball and warm that up in your hands. It needs to be as soft as you can get it, so it should be conditioned already, but then you want to warm that up in your hands and make it nice and soft. Okay, and then once you've done that, bring over the mould, and you want to just lengthen this out so that it's roughly the shape of the mould. Okay, and now this part where you have these little points for the hole, you want to pay extra attention to, because those you can easily not get the clay in enough, and then you end up with a incomplete hole. So that sometimes I like to demold and check. You should have clay going the whole way around. If you do, then that's good to go, because we're going to be baking this before we demold it. It's always much easier to demold it, and also it needs to be baked before we can apply our alcohol inks. So just spend a good amount of time just making sure that you press everything in. You want to spend all your time here, and then if you do that, you'll end up with a really nice piece once you demold. Then take your blade, and this is not an incredibly sharp blade, and just slice across the surface. And you're going to have this excess clay around the edge. That's fine. Just grab that and get it out of the way. And I'm just going to slice again. Just specifically near this spot. So you should be able to see your piece now. And if I look here, I can see that it's not got a very strong connection over there. So I'll take a little bit more of my clay, and I will purposefully pop it into that section and squish. Make sure you squish that nice and firmly. And I'll slice again. Okay, and there we go. So that's in the middle. Before it was not in the middle. Okay. So I'm just going to spend a little bit of time making sure that this is all nice and tidy. Smooth out any imperfections. And then you can just grab a rag of some sort and just clean up around the edges. And now if you do plan to demold while it is raw, I would highly recommend putting it in the freezer, since that will harden up the clay and make it less likely to distort when you are demolding it. Okay, there we go. It's nice and tidy. Now I'm going to bring over a roller. The nice thing about working with molds is that it's very easy to put a nice backing on without distorting the front. So I've just got this metal roller here. Just pressing nice and hard to make sure that I get a nice imprint. And there you go. And that won't have impacted the front at all. And now you've got a nice back and you'll have a nice front. So now you want to pop that into the oven for at least 30 minutes at pretty much recommended temperature. I'm probably going to put it in for closer to 40 to 50 minutes. And then we can demold it and see how it looks. Okay, so this is out of the oven. And you want to let it cool before you try demolding it. And it should just pop out like so. And there you can see it's nice and clean. Now I've got a few little bits around the edges that do need to be cleaned off. So just grab a craft knife, and you can just scrape it. To be honest, it comes off very easily, like so. Okay. And then once you're done with that, we're going to move on to colouring it with some alcohol inks. There you go. So the alcohol inks that I have here are alcohol ink pens, and they're little tipsy alcohol ink markers. Okay, and the colours that I'm using, let me just show you that. I've got a 45, a 23 and a number 1. Okay, and I buy that from Craft Online. Okay, so we're going to start with the darkest one, which will be this one over here, which is the wine red. You can see this is a very simple tutorial, but it works really nicely. It's a great gift that you could give. It's very simple to make, very easy. Makes for great market jewellery. Okay, there we go. So I've coloured that in for the most part. Okay. Then I'm going to bring over the next colour, which is the orange, and I'm actually going to colour over the top of that red, and this will blend the two colours together and give us this really nice look. Okay, and I have already made another earring, because this is a earring, so I will show that when I am done here. Now I'm just showing you the entire process. If you want to skip forward, you most certainly can. I just want to show you the entire process to getting this colour. Okay, then once you've done that, also colour the orange over some of the white that is left. Like so. Then we're going to bring over the final colour, which is this nice yellow. And that's also going to be coloured over the top. And now don't worry, this is just the first layer. We will be adding more layers. The more layers of ink you add, the better it looks generally. Okay. And I'm actually going to bring in this yellow, and I'm going to scrape across the whole surface, like so. And this adds some depth, because it makes the alcohol ink creates that kind of blooming effect, as you can see there. Okay. Then I want you to grab your darkest colour again and go around the edges and just colour the edges where the dark colour is prominent on the front. And you don't have to colour it completely, just get some colour on there, like so. Then I'm going to bring over that orange, and this I want to colour in quite well, get rid of all the remaining white, so make sure that you colour that in properly. Okay. And then what I do is I colour the whole surface, and then on this side where we have more of the lighter colours, I just add the orange and the yellow. Okay. And then when you've done that, we're going to move on to the back. And what I'd recommend doing is just using the orange, I'm just going to run that over the surface, and I'm trying to really only get it on the raised areas. If you get it on other areas, that's perfectly fine, but I want the raised areas to be the parts that are marked. Okay, then I'm going to bring over that red, check which side has the red, and colour that side. Okay, then I'm going to bring over the yellow, and I'm just going to run over the whole surface with that, and that blends it all nicely. There we go. Very simple. Now you've got a nice autumn leaf effect. Now we're going to apply resin. And so all you want to do is just grab some UV resin. And I have a UV light off to the side. I'm just gonna apply some resin. Okay. Then I'll just use a piercing pin here to hold this so my fingers don't get in the way. And just gently tap that resin on. Do not overwork it because the resin will interact with the alcohol ink and will tend to lift it. So you might find that your ink gets a slight red tint to it, which is fine, but you don't want to overdo it because otherwise you'll end up messing up your pattern, and that white vein that we've achieved will ultimately get messed up. So there you can see there that we had some red pass through, so I'm now just working that out a little bit. But yeah, you don't want to overwork it too much. Okay, just checking that I've got the whole surface. Alright, then clean that off. You can use some isopropyl alcohol to clean that brush off very easily. And just pop this into the UV light for about 15 minutes and we can assemble it. Okay, and here it is out of the UV light. So it's got a nice glossy coat to it. Then all you're going to do is you're just going to take a jump ring. I have chosen to use Burroughs today. And you just slip that through the loop, add an ear wire, close that up, and simple as that to assemble. And here is the other piece that I have made. And you can see here that I've deliberately coloured it so that we have opposite sides. So that is basically it for this tutorial. The tutorial also has been available on Instagram for a little while. So just as a note, if you want to get these videos early, they are only 30 seconds long, but they do come out on Instagram first. So if you want to have a preview look at those before some of them come out on YouTube, do consider following my Instagram site. I post a video on there basically every single day. Also, if you want to get slightly longer versions of them every single day, consider joining my Facebook group, Jessama Tutorials Polymer Clay Community. There is a link in the description below, and I also post the Instagram videos on there, but they're a longer version of them, so check that out. Also, if you would like to support this channel so that I continue posting videos like this every single week, please do consider becoming a patron. I have a link in the description below. You get exclusive videos on there that are much more advanced than the ones that I share on YouTube, so please do consider checking that out. And as always, I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.